My video today that I posted is transforming pain into a normal experience. And I wanted to talk a little bit more about that, or maybe a lot more about that, because it's it just has all the secrets of everything that you want to know about non-duality is contained in that statement right there. So first of all, I'm hoping you looked at that title and you thought, wait, you don't have to transform pain into a normal experience because it is a normal experience, right? The problem is that we constantly try to transform pain out of a normal experience. We want to avoid it. We don't want to have it at all. But more important than that, if you're a person that's studying non duality or enlightenment, you have probably heard really a lot of stories about how enlightenment is constant bliss, about how no pain will exist at all, and you turn into this perfect person. And so many people have believed that story. It's a compelling story. It's very old. This is the way that Buddha was interpreted to, be completely without pain, without misery, Mr. Perfect, right? And so we've believed that against all evidence to the contrary. G Go to the very basic ideas. Why would pain exist at all if it's a thing that we have to transform out of? Why would any of these things that we call negative, why would they exist if they're not something useful, if they're not something just normal? Why do we believe these things? Well, obviously, wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if we could just boom, "Oh, here I am. Now I'm just out of all the, uncomfortable parts of being a human being." And more than that, really our most compelling desire is that everyone will see us like that. That, "Oh, so wonderful, so Buddha-like." I mean, that's even a word, Buddha-like, right? But here's the secret. You don't have to transform pain into a normal experience because it is a normal experience. All you have to do is stop avoiding it. Stop thinking that it shouldn't exist. Stop thinking that you should be able to transform beyond it. So all you have to do is stop believing that one thing that's just not very compelling at all. If you stop and look at it, that's not a compelling idea. Stop believing it and boom, there's no problem. All of a sudden, pain is a normal experience because pain is a normal experience. Happiness is also a normal experience. Um, Sadness is a normal experience. Hunger is a normal experience. Everything about being a human being is natural and normal so long as we don't try to cut bits and pieces of it out. So, this is the secret of direct pointing. I'm pointing to this obvious lie. And the second that you see, it's like, well, that just simply can't be true. That doesn't make sense that enlightenment or the non dual state would be without pain, particularly the non dual state. The non dual state is like not two. So you can't split the world into, well, there's happiness and there's pain. Both things are there, just simply stop splitting them and boom, we're in reality. That's how simple it is. So this is one belief that's very, very easy to just step beyond. Step beyond the idea that there is this enlightenment that will remove all pain from you. And then it's like, "Oh, man, now life has suddenly become so much more relaxing." You can just live your life if you're not trying to avoid pain. Things will come and things will go, and, uh, and that's just the way it is. That's direct pointing. If you look at a lie and just simply see it's not true, then boom, you just stop believing in it. The idea that we can step completely out of pain, any kind of pain, and I'm talking about mental pain, physical pain, emotional pain, all these kinds of pain. The thought that we can step out of that is trying to step out of being a human being, right? It's trying to step away from being us. So that's how direct pointing works. Now, tackle the big one. The big one is, who are you? The lie there is that you don't know who you are. When you actually do, you just kind of don't want to admit it because it's just the most natural, normal thing that could possibly exist. You are you. That's just the most simplest thing in the whole world. And all you have to do is just for 1 second, honestly look at yourself and, "Who am I?" And don't let concepts slip in because they're not needed. Look inside and see if a separate self is there. It can't be found. What's there can more be described as nothing. And I'm talking about actual nothingness. You exist within this field of life that cannot be seen because you are it seeing. Just exactly like you can look at the lie of getting away from pain, you can look at the lie of getting away from yourself. You can't get away from yourself. So maybe we could just transform, uh, the title of this into something like, "Life becomes easy when you transform yourself into the normal." When you transform yourself into ordinariness, and then, of course, you don't have to transform yourself, you're really just ordinary. There's nothing about you that is outside of normal existence. So this is direct pointing. And it's so much better to live life without these lies. All of a sudden, everything makes sense. If you're not trying to avoid pain, everything opens up for you. If you're not trying to avoid yourself by projecting you onto a false self, everything opens up for you and life makes sense. And then we're all just human beings living our lives. Hopefully that was a little helpful.